2021. Once regulators have approved a vaccine, billions of doses will have to be made. Then there's the tricky task of distributing and administering it on a global scale. Collaboration will be needed so the poorest don't miss out. Health workers could be at the front of the queue to get it. But who should be next in line?
Nine FM, your inspiration station. Top of the morning to you. It is TGIF Friday, one of the best days of the week for me. And of course, we do have a family meeting later this afternoon where President Hagilolo will be convening a family meeting. Please do not miss that family meeting. Speaking of which, we do have Samantha in studio, Samantha Haynes. I hope I pronounced that one right.
That's correct.
And she's undoubtedly one of the brightest marketing brains in the land of the brave. Currently, now get this. Let's quickly gush over Samantha just a hot second. She currently serves as the brand manager for a Namibian beer brand called Tafelaga. If you don't know, well, now you know. She has previously worked for big brands ranging from Coca-Cola, Puma Energy, Pupkovit's motor division. Now, Samantha holds a bachelor's degree in marketing from Demlin and an advanced diploma in digital marketing from the Red and Yellow Creative School of Business. Samantha, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence this morning. Goeiemorgen, it is TGIF. Plans for the Friday?
Thank you very much for inviting me.
What are we doing today?
Exciting.
What are we doing today?
Well,
aside from the family meeting later today.
Well, always later at 5 o'clock we have a Tafelaga.
We have a Tafelaga. Drink responsibly. Alcohol not to be sold by people under the age of 18. Just disclaimer. So Samantha, let's get straight into it. This is about you. We want to know, the person behind the person, right? Tell us a bit about yourself. Where were you born? Where were you raised? How you were raised, even if that's,
Yeah. Well, born in Rehoboth.
Okay.
Moved to Windhoek when I was about 5 years old. So I've been in Windhoek for pretty much most of my life. Youngest of 4.
Are the other 3 boys?
No,
okay.
one brother and 2 sisters. One passed away. Pretty much a mother to 2 boys.
Right.
And I'm a wife.
Right.
Which is awesome. And yes, I'm a friend. I'm a colleague. I mean.
You're everything to everyone.
Yes.
Of course. Now, growing up, like, you were born in Rehoboth, you came to Windhoek when you're 5 years old. What were your aspirations? What did you want to do? Like, how as kids are like, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a pilot. What was it that got you all giddy as a child?
Well, typical. I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay.
And I wanted to focus on 6-year-olds and right up till the age of about 16 years old, I was considering studying to be a teacher.
Education, yeah.
Yeah, education. And I was like, this is it.
Right.
And as you get older and you are exposed to a lot of things, you start living your creative side and stuff like that. And then the marketing bug bit me. And it's like, okay, there's more, there's creativity, there's excitement, things don't need to have to be always the same, and I don't like having my day the same every day, so I drive a different route to work, to create excitement.
Are you being followed by the mafia or something?
Just,
Right.
just don't want to end up in complacency.
Right, okay, that's a very interesting perspective there.
And then I decided, marketing is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in this space, in the marketing space?
Well, since 2005.
Right.
After studying.
Right.
Yeah.
So ever
I'm
since
giving
then,
away my age. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So ever since then, you're just like, this is for me. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
This is it.
And the beauty about marketing is there's so many different levels or touch points, as we would call it as a typical marketeer.
Yeah.
And there's so many, and everyone has got a purpose, and which is exciting. So yes.
In my introduction, I touched a bit on you did an advanced diploma in digital marketing, which again speaks to how the industry is changing and how much you need to upskill as much as you can. Talk to us a bit about that.
So it's learning is a continuation, especially when it comes to marketing, and even so much more when you in a industry that's a social lubricant like beer. So things continuously change. That's why it's called the FMCG industry.
Right.
And so you have to adapt. And one of the things that we know, and what has come that's become very evident in the past 18 months, is digital transformation.
Right.
So I was fortunate enough to be a bit ahead of the curve, identified the opportunity already in 2018, and jumped on the bandwagon.
Look at you. Speaking of opportunity, at any point in your formative years, did you have a side hustle?
Well, my main hustle was perfecting the art of being a mother and a wife for about a decade.
Yeah.
But there has been something, and now more than ever, it's the time. Yeah. So yeah.
How has that worked for you? I mean, again, we understand that you do have a full-time employment. Not to say that you do have a side hustle now, but when you were in the process to where you are right now, the earlier years, was your side hustle a very pivotal? Was it did it take up a lot of your time?
No, it didn't. So
that's
yes,
side hustle.
Yeah, that's a side hustle. It shouldn't take up too much of your time. You should identify the opportunity, latch on it, and run with
move.
it. Yeah, you must move on it, because things are changing so quickly, and what's news today is old news tomorrow.
Right.
So latch on, seek the opportunity, latch onto it, and run with it.
Right.
And that's the way it should be.
You have mentioned that you are a mother, and you as well as you are a wife. In addition to that, what gets you out of bed on a daily basis?
Besides being a mother, the beauty of the brand that I'm working on is it's Namibian, and crafting or seeking all those nuances from Namibian consumers.
Right.
That opportunity, also engaging with people, various people. I mean, stakeholders, consumers. Children, whatever. There's always an opportunity to engage with people and to absorb as much as much insights as possible.
Right.
So that gets me.
People generally have a misconception, not a misconception. People generally have a thing of, I know what marketing is, I know what brand management is, but talk to us a bit about the most fulfilling aspect of your job when you go to work and that 5 o'clock, or when you even pull in the extra hours, when you leave home, it's like, wow, I did that.
The beauty of telling a story, a Namibian story.
See, we're talking about telling Namibian stories.
Yeah. The beauty of telling a Namibian story through a Namibian brand. That's what fulfills me. It's the opportunity to see gems and opportunities within Namibia. Taking that and putting a marketing flair to it and telling that story through a brand.
Yo. We do need to go to a quick song. When we do get back, we're going to be talking about tips on your job. Like just share some insights. Well, not industry secret or company secrets, but Whitney Houston saying it's not right, but it definitely is okay. Whitney Houston saying it's not right, but it's okay. It's okay. Are you a big Whitney Houston fan?
Yeah.
Samantha?
Who isn't? 80s babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday we were doing I'm Every Woman, and Sibo decided I'm Every Woman. Like, I really decided, like, I was singing, busting those notes. I think in my previous life I may have been a Whitney Houston.
Your best would be I Wanna Dance with Somebody.
Yo. Watch me bust the move there. So, Samantha Haynes, you are... I just didn't know that you are the person behind the brand. Now that I know, I'm going to be calling you. Anyway, how do you stay on top of your game? You know what I mean? Can you share some tips with us? If there's a young lady or young person, young Namibian listening to you and say, wow, that's such an inspiring story. How do you stay on top of the game?
So, getting to know people, your key one thing as a Namibian is get to know people, network as much as possible, because getting to know other people in other industries and getting to know other people and different races and different tribes, you get insights.
Right.
Insights is the key. You might think digital transformation is the key. Without the insights, you won't be able to take a brand on a journey.
Right.
So always open your ears and listen. Don't just hear.
Listen.
Listen.
Are you listening? Let's pivot a bit. You are again behind the brand Tafel Lager. It is 100% Namibian. I mean, growing up, I grew up with Tafel Lager. In just when people spoke beer, it was Tafel Lager. This is Hankoop and stuff. Beer. I knew what it was as a child.
I hope you were above the age.
Yeah, I was above 18 years old. Yes, of course I was.
Consumption.
Yes, responsible consumption. What are some of the exciting developments with the Tafel Lager brand at the current moment?
So you know that Tafel is very much enrooted into the Namibian culture and the fabrics, and as you've rightfully mentioned, from a young age, you got to know the word or the brand Tafel Lager. So as we are also heading to 100 years in a couple of, it's about 7 years time, we will be at 100 years of existence. That gives you an indication that the provenance and the heritage of Tafel Lager. So what we do generally is we tell Namibian stories through different campaigns, whether it's Namibian Like You, whether it's Namibian's finest lager, whether it's the beer behind the brave warriors, whether it's independence, rewarding Namibian consumers with national consumer promotions. All those stories that we tell about Namibian consumers, we try to bring it out through the brand. So it's all things about Namibians, for Namibians, and that's why it's called Namibian Like You.
And again, so 7 years, Tafel Lager is turning 100. Can I RSVP already now for the party in 7 years? Can I just send the invite? I'll RSVP now, and then 7 years we go to the party. Okay. Anyway, before we let you go, Samantha, what are your hopes for the future of Namibia?
Guys, if there's one thing that I can tell you, yes, COVID came. It has highlighted the gaps, but we're here as a royal hustler. I want to tell you, take those gaps and see them as opportunities.
Right.
Seize them, because now's the time. Progressive Namibians, now is the time. Take it, seize it, and run with it.
Well, there you have it. Our royal hustler, Samantha Haynes, saying that seize every opportunity and seize the moment, upskill, do what you need to do. Thank you very much, Samantha, for your time. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I'm sure that a lot of our listeners appreciate your story and your time.
Thank you very much for having me here.
That was Samantha. She's going to be having a TGIF Friday. Just a reminder, we do have a family meeting later today. Samantha and I we're going to be there. So just WhatsApp us. So just a quick reminder again, she is the brightest marketing brains in the country, well, one of, and currently serving as brand manager for Namibian beer brand Tafel Lager. She previously worked for big brands such as Coca-Cola, Puma, Phuket Motor Division. She does have a bachelor's degree in marketing from Demlin and an advanced diploma in digital marketing from the Red and Yellow Creative School of Business. That was our Royal Hustler for today. Catch us on the other side of 8 o'clock.
What's the hottest and the latest from the Big Brother house?
Who would you say is the hottest guy in the house right now?
There's intrigue.
Oh my God, if only you knew.
Unlikely romance, weird revelations, and surprises. Catch the hottest gossip, the wildest theories, and a whole lot more on The Buzz with your host, Toke Makiwa.
My name is Toke Makiwa.
Watch BBN Season 6, The Buzz, on Tuesdays and Saturdays, only on Showmax. Sign up at showmax.com.
So that was another amazing interview. Stick around because we've got more.
Did you miss that incredible 99 FM interview? Don't worry. You can listen to it in the app anytime, as many times as you want. Simply search for the interview you missed and voila. Afterwards, you can share it with friends so no one misses out. So what are you waiting for? Download it now on any mobile device and instantly become a 99FM app store. 99FM, your inspiration station.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m., you can stay true to Namibia sounds with the Valentine's True Music Sessions. Only on 99FM. Stay tuned. Stay true. There's no wrong way. Valentine's. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
Royal Hustlers is proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.
Good today, better tomorrow.
Cool and the gang saying fresh. It is Royal Hustler this morning. I am, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Sibo, I have so much to say, but due to time, and by saying that I have so much to say, I'm just taking more time. Anyway, we are joined in studio by Mr. Bethel Mukaima, who is the ONL Group Human Capital Director. Now, he has been involved in human resources field since graduating from the University of Fort Hare, South Africa. Fort Hare, South Africa. In 1985, his career officially kicked off in the government service, after which he moved on to the University of Namibia. He obtained his MBA from Ohio University, United States of America in 1995 with a scholarship from the African American Institute. It does not stop there. He was later appointed as Senior Assistant Registrar, head of the Human Resource Function at the university. Bethel then moved to Telecom Namibia, heading the Human Resource and Strategic Training. In 2005, get this, he joined the ONL Group of companies as Director of Human Capital, and he currently serves on several boards. Now, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Thank you very much for having me.
Such an impressive resume. Like I wish they will say something about me someday, like that. So, look, we really want to know a lot about you, and unfortunately, time will not allow. But please tell us a bit about yourself. Who you are, where you were born, where you were raised, how a young Mr. Bethel was like.
I was actually surprised when you were reading that. I said, look, I did not apply for a job here. Where did you get that information from? But thank you very much for having me in your studio this morning. Good morning to your listeners. I almost said to your viewers, to your listeners. Both of them. No, look, I was born several decades ago in Windhoek. I'm one of 10 siblings. Born in Windhoek, but raised in a place called Ovitoto. Ovitoto is about 50 kilometers east of Okahanja, communal area. So that is where I spent my formative years in Ovitoto. And then I came back to Windhoek to start schooling. I did my entire schooling in Windhoek, aside from going outside to go to the universities. So really, my years, I'm a Windhoeker. Let me put it that way. Yeah.
Were you a naughty child? Did you give your parents grey hair?
Actually not. I think I was a cool guy.
You're a cool guy? I can see. I think.
Of course, I did the young people mischievous things and so on. You know, going out, steal a neighbor nice looking flower to come and plant at our house or plant and so on. So I was doing all those things and so on. Yeah.
Growing up, what were your biggest aspirations? What was that one thing, or a few things even, that you really wanted to pursue?
Yeah. No, I mean, if you go back to those years, really, you know, there was no career guidance.
Right.
And I think my aspiration was to finish school. And but there was no access to other opportunities. So if you finish school, you're a lucky one to finish school, because I think the benchmark was what we call the standard 6 or grade 8 nowadays.
Right.
So if you finish standard 6, you're the man. And if you finish grade 12 or standard 10, you actually walk on water. Or on air. You know, so that is really what my aim was, to finish grade 12 or standard 10, as it was known those years.
Yeah.
And then possibly get a job. Professions that were available then was either teaching,
policing,
go into a teaching or social work or some technical qualification like a motor mechanic or plumber or something like that.
Right.
But those really did not appeal to me. So I was actually at a dead end, said, look, finish grade 12 and then maybe get a job as a clerk or whatever, some clerk in some communal areas.
Right.
Yeah, and you will be among the few guys who can read, write, and speak Afrikaans and limited English.
Did you have a side hustle? I mean, in high school and even when you went to university in South Africa, in the United States, did you at any point consider, or did you have a side hustle to make extra money?
Yeah, I did. What I did is that I was actually a part-time teacher of English to adults. So I was teaching adults English, Standard 8. And so we were making some bit of money there. So that was actually my side hustles. And I really enjoyed it, teaching people that were much older than me.
Yeah.
The basics of English, grammar, language rules, and so on. Yeah.
I get a sense from the, when you were a younger man, and then you did mention that one of the things that you did aspire to was to finish your education and even your side hustle. So you really have a passion for education and guidance and helping a lot of people, yes?
Yes. Guiding other young people. I think in my community, really, a lot of people looked up to me.
Right.
Because when I finished grade 12 or standard 10, then I was among the few people that qualified to enter a university. So a lot of people were looking up to me for guidance and for inspiration, on how to be good citizens or better versions of themselves, or to get better education. Yeah.
You used the word inspiration. We're going to take a quick break. When we do come back, we're going to be delving into what inspires you on a daily basis and also what it is that you're currently doing. Starboy Wizkid with Jam. 99 FM, your inspiration station. We are joined by Mr. Berthold Mukaima, who is the ONL Group Human Capital Director. He's been unpacking his life for us. A very, very interesting life story there. So when you wake up every morning, just to continue our discussion, what inspires you? What gets you out of bed every morning that just gets you all giddy?
Yeah, I think it's a good question, especially when it is a very cold morning or a rainy morning and so on and so on. I think what drives me is a kind of a sense of responsibility and a sense of duty to want to do something for that day, either for self or for society. I think to make a difference in the life of people or in whatever activities I'm venturing into, I feel guilty when I don't do something for the day. Yeah, of course I do take my breaks, but I like to be busy. Of course, managing time, personal time, private times, and so on. But I really like to be doing something that make a difference at the end of the day, where I can look back and say, okay, today I can tick off this thing, that activity, or that activity. Maybe a minute activity or a big activity.
Right. If Sibo is considering a career in HR. If not only Sibo, anybody else for that matter. Sibo, hi.
Yeah. Good morning, Sibo.
What advice do you have for young people, who are looking to pursue a career in HR, and what exactly does that mean? Because when people talk about HR, for me, it's just people who hire and fire. If I'm having a complaint, I'm going to come to Mr. Bethel.
Yeah. Look, HR career is maybe first of all, you obtain a qualification in an HR-related field. But HR is a function within business.
Right.
And of late, HR has taken its place in the boardroom because you are not only an employee champion, representing, listening to employees as well, but you're also a strategic partner, adding value to the growth of the business.
Yes.
So you are there at the table, putting HR strategies on the table, but when employees complain about something, you must also listen to them and have very good listening skills. So what we are saying is that to study HR or to be in HR, what does it take? High integrity, I think it's very key. duty to serve other people, must be able to add values to an organization, high discipline, but also among the personal attributes that you must have, superior communication skills, verbal, written, superior communication skills, listening skills, but nowadays also problem-solving skills, because problems come in various shapes and forms and sizes, and you have more than one right answer to a problem. So you have to judge which of these many answers, because that's what we call complex problems, because where you have more than one possibility to solve a problem. Which one of these issues or this aspect that are in front of me will I apply to solve this particular employee's problem? You know, so you must be a balanced person, willing to listen to all parties, weigh all the evidences, but also have empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of the other person. Said, if it was me in that kind of position, how would I have dealt with that situation?
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Bethel, that is a brilliant answer. Before we let you go, last question. From where you seated, what are some of, or what would you say would be the fail-proof tips for establishing a career that stands the test of time?
A career that stands the test of time. I think as a person, as I said earlier, you must be a person with a goal in life, sense of focus, integrity and discipline. But I think a career that stands the test of time is continuous learning. Because when I look at the things that I learned 20 years ago and so on, some of those stuff have become redundant.
Right.
So it's continuous learning, continuous keeping up with what is happening in your career, in the world around you, and be able to be adaptable. Nowadays, when I speak to young people, I say, look, we can guarantee you employability, but not employment. Because the job that we say today may become redundant tomorrow. But if you continue upskilling yourself, continuous learning, be at the forefront of what is happening technology-wise. When I look around me here in the studio, you know, you are recording these things with camera, with cell phones, which was not there many years ago. Was not there. So continuous operating, keep up with what is happening around you. Continuously equip yourself. No one is too old to learn.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mr. Bethel, that's all the time that we have. Thank you so much for your insights and your advice and your life story.
Thank you very much.
Toto, all the way to ONL. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you very much, Morris.
Have an inspirational day.
Thank you very much. You too.
That was Mr. Bethel Mukaima, who is the ONL Group Human Capital Director, just sharing his life story with us. Royal Hustler for this morning. On the other side of 8, we are going to be taking a look at the psychology of living vicariously through your children. 99 FM, your inspiration station.
Royal Hustlers was proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.
Good today, better tomorrow.
Scientists are racing to find a COVID-19 vaccine. Creating a vaccine usually takes years, sometimes even decades. More than 150 vaccine candidates are being developed worldwide. Some of the trials furthest ahead have produced encouraging results. Several possible vaccines appear to have produced an immune response with antibodies, T cells, and no serious side effects. Antibodies are protective proteins that fight infections in the body. Some T cells kill infected cells. Others help B cells to make the right antibodies to fight a virus. It's uncertain how long immunity to COVID-19 would last. 6 other human coronaviruses have been known about for years. Natural immunity for the most common 4 is quite short-lived and generally lasts a few years. A COVID-19 vaccine could require booster jabs after years or even months. Scientists are using a variety of methods to make a vaccine. Several human trials are creating vaccines using the genetic code of the virus. Other human trials, and some with animals, are trying more traditional methods, such as using a weakened or inactive virus. This variety might lead to more than one type of vaccine. Having several could actually be very useful, as each one may be more effective among different people. Despite the promising progress, it's not guaranteed an effective and reliable vaccine will be found. If there isn't one, the virus might eventually infect everyone. Some scientists are hoping to have a vaccine ready for limited use before the end of this year, but most are predicting mid-2021. Once regulators have approved a vaccine, billions of doses will have to be made. Then there's the tricky task of distributing and administering it on a global scale. Collaboration will be needed so the poorest don't miss out. Health workers could be at the front of the queue to get it. But who should be next in line?